Hey learners, I will ask you a question. How many subjects are you interested in and how many skills have you learned? Most of you might say 1 or 2. But do you know that Leonardo da Vinci, who made the world famous Mona Lisa painting, was an inventor, artist, sculptor, architect, scientist, mathematician, engineer and also a writer? Seems less? Look, he was also good at anatomy, geology, literature, botany, astronomy, orthography, paleontology, ideology, and history. Means he was not master or good at just 3 or 4 skills or subjects. He was master at 17 things. At time when internet was not invented and getting information was a huge task. He was also called as the father of paleontology and ideology. And if we just talk about his core skill, he was one of the best artists who made the most famous Mona Lisa painting and the Last Supper painting, which shows the Last Supper of Jesus with his apostles. The painting shows the moment when Jesus announced that one of them would betray him. If we talk about his inventions, he is credited as the inventor of parachute, helicopter, expandable ladder and tank and many more. And he was an ambidextrous. Ambidextrous are those people who are able to write with their both hands, and he was also able to write in mirror writing, means words and sentences in opposite direction. He had done many extraordinary things in his life. That is why he is called as an universal genius. But why I told you this? I told you this because the summary of the book which I am going to tell you is based on the Leonardo da Vinci and his principles that he used to become a universal genius. This is the book which I am going to tell you about. Think Like Da Vinci. This is a great book to improve your intelligence and brain power. The author of the book was fan of two persons, Superman and Leonardo da Vinci. Soon after, when he grown up, he got to know that Superman is fake and Da Vinci and his achievements was real, and the author became a huge fan of Da Vinci. And he started to read about Leonardo da Vinci and read the books of Leonardo da Vinci many times, and went to France and Italy to research about him. After the research, he got 7 principles which were always used by Leonardo da Vinci to become a universal genius. And if we use these principles, we are also able to be like Leonardo da Vinci. Number 1. Curiosita. Curiosita means curiosity. Author says that Leonardo da Vinci was very curious. He was insanely curious. He wanted to learn everything and always ready to learn new things. And this is the reason he invented and achieved many great things. If I give you an example, Niels Bohr and Max Planck are the father of quantum mechanics because they both were curious about quantum mechanics. If they just decided to learn the quantum mechanics and left to study after a while, they both would never be the father of quantum mechanics. Author says if you are very curious about a skill or subject, you will definitely master it. So, start asking questions about the skill or subject you are curious about and try to find out the answer for those questions. Author says to maintain a journal in which you write your ideas, thoughts, goals, plans, questions and answers. By this, your curiosity level will increase and you will also complete the first principle. And this is what Leonardo da Vinci had done. We find many journals maintained by him in which he writes his thoughts, ideas, inventions, goals, plans, drawings, questions and answers. And this step can also seen in many successful people. Remember, successful people always maintain a journal. Number 2. Demonstrazione. Demonstrazione means demonstration. When Da Vinci reads a thing or hears a new skill, he doesn't just hear it, he quickly takes the action. He tests and experiences the new thing or skill he heard of. Example, when I told you to maintain a journal in the first principle, only some of you will make a book to write your journal. Look, practical or experience learning is better than just theory. I will ask you a question. If you want to learn a car, how will you learn it? If I just tell you the parts of the car and how to drive it by just theory, you will never learn it. You will learn it by practically driving it. So, more experience you gain, more genius you become. Number 3. Sensazione. Sensazione means sensation. Leonardo da Vinci used his senses very well. Example, if Da Vinci sees a tree, he doesn't look it as a normal tree. He carefully observes how roots of the tree came out of the ground. What shape is the leaves and branches? How long are branches? How many colors of leaves are there on the branches? At what distance from the ground the branches have grown? And how long is tree? Means he observed everything in detail, and that is why Da Vinci was very good at learning. We should also use our all senses very well, not just the eye or tongue, all senses. If you are eating something, don't just eat it to fill your stomach. Eat it to fill your stomach as well as taste it carefully. If you are touching something, like if you are touching a flower, feel the softness of its petal carefully. If you are hearing something, like if you are hearing somebody, hear him carefully. Or if you are hearing a music, hear the pattern of music carefully. If you are smelling something, like if you are smelling the fragrance of flower, then smell it carefully. And if you are looking at something, observe it carefully. This principle is also known as mindfulness, which is really helpful to boost your brain, focus, and intelligence. Number 4. Fomato. Fomato means comfort with paradox. I will explain it by an example. Imagine I tell a person that killing someone is not a good thing, and then I tell to a second person killing someone is a good thing. Now, if someone who is of a normal mentality hear what I have told to two people, he will suddenly judge me like, oh, how bad he is. He doesn't stand for one thing. He said two different things. Now, if the man who judged me was of a genius mentality, he doesn't suddenly judge me. He will think why I said two different things to two different people. And if he doesn't understand, he will ask me. And if he asks me, he will know that first person was a criminal-minded man who was able to kill any innocent at any time in future, and second person was a soldier, and I just told him that killing someone like terrorist or murderer is a good thing. By this, genius mentality person now understand why I said two different right things to two different people. Look, genius people don't take decision or judge people suddenly. If they hear two different things said by someone, they will think why he or she told two different things. Number 5. Art e Scienze. Art e Scienze means art and science. Leonardo da Vinci was giving the same value of art to science and science to art, vice versa we can say. Look, nowadays there are not so many artists or who work in art field. Everyone are just running behind the science field. If a child wants to learn a drawing or dance, many parents scold their child that art is a useless thing and says them to learn just science. Look, if you want best result in any field, you want the art and science. Example, you can watch any videos at any place you want. This is because of science. But what do you look in videos? You look animated things in videos, and animation is an art. Another example is a 3D artist makes 3D models. That is art. But the laptop or computer he is using to make 3D models is a machine made by using science. So, try to grow your art and knowledge of science and combine them together to become a genius. Number 6. Corporalita. Corporalita means body and mind. Now, if I tell you to imagine a genius, then you will imagine a boy or man with spectacles, weak body and uncombed hair. Well, it's not your fault to imagine like this. Nowadays, media and movies shows geniuses like this. But this is not true. Many geniuses, including Leonardo da Vinci, was very healthy, disciplined, attractive, strong and very fit by body. Da Vinci was so strong that he was able to turn the shape of an iron horseshoe by his hand. And he was walking so much. He was doing swimming, he was doing horse riding and was doing exercise every day. And he was giving importance to his physical fitness because he knew that if we become strong physically, we also become strong mentally. Da Vinci know that mind and body is connected. Mind needs correct blood supply and oxygen to perform well. And by doing exercise and more physical work, our brain will perform well. And not just exercise, Da Vinci was also maintaining diet because correct food diet keeps our body and brain healthy and helps our body and brain to perform well. Number 7. Connessione. Connessione means everything is connected to everything. Look, genius people can always see a connection between different things or fields. By this principle, we learn two things. First, we have to see connections between different things. And second, you are very important. If you don't understand the first phrase, read about the butterfly effect. Well, I will make a video on it later. And if you don't understand the second phrase, look at this. You are very important because you are connected to your family, which is connected to your society. The society is connected to your city or village, which is connected to the state. The state is connected to the country, which is connected to the world, and the world is connected to the universe. And this is what makes you important. If you ask how, then if you start to do good things and make yourself good, then this will affect on the whole world because everything is connected to everything. Okay, with that being said, let's wrap up this video here. And if you learned something new from this video, like this video, share this video, and subscribe my channel. Do you know facts? And always remember, I always love your face, and I will see you with something new in the next video.